All right, what does the status quo tell us about time? Well, we know two big things. We know that we all have the same 24 hours in a day, right? Easy one. Just we all have the same 24 hours in a day, and we need to accept it, right? Now, the other thing that we know about time is that the physics equation for time is time equals distance divided by speed. Now, with these two things, we can start to really we can understand why the status quo has come up with the lessons that it has on how we're supposed to manage time. But what I'm going to tell you is to not manage time, create time. And in order to do that, we have to deny the status quo's lessons of manage time, and we have to deny the status quo's lesson of just go faster, just go faster. Okay? Because those are the two big lessons that the status quo teaches. And if you've followed any of my stuff for this long, I think that you probably know I'm going to dismantle the status quo for everybody here. So let's look at this. We all have the same 24 hours in a day. Yes, sure. Yes, we all do. However, should we try to manage this 24 hours in the day? The first time that I heard this concept, I went through this time management course where the guy kept on screaming, stop trying to manage time and start creating it. And what he said, he wrote this equation up on the board, time equals distance divided by speed. He's like, if you shift your focus over here to the distance and the speed, and you call distance productivity, and you call speed the speed at which you're going to go with that production, then you become a creator of time. And I was like, okay, I can get along with that. A little bit of science, let's roll. I'll keep listening to you. But this is where he erred. He said, go faster and go further. Now, the problem with this is that we know that 16 divided by 16 equals 1. Okay? It doesn't make, if we go faster, if we use more time and we go further distance, we still have the same amount of time. If we use the same, if we go fast, if we go for more speed, with more distance, we get the same. However, this is what I'm saying, is that the status quo teaches you go faster, go faster, go faster. However, what's that do? If you were able to get to go a distance of 16 and you were going to double your speed, you'd actually have, whoops, that's only half. You'd actually you'd have half as much speed because you'd have half as much time because you doubled your speed. Okay? The lesson from the status quo is wrong. And so is this guy, because it's a fraction. You can't do it. Doesn't work that way. However, if I can double my distance, and I can shrink down my time, if I can use less and less speed to the point where I'm only right here, right now, in this moment, I got a speed, or I got 32 for time, versus when I got half the distance and I was trying to go 4 times the speed where I only got 4 units of time. Do you see how that works? See how, like, this isn't really all that complicated. It's actually really simple, but when you start rolling your head around the production, how productive that you can be, distance, and how you can use less speed to go further and therefore increase the amount of time that you do have. This is a tough one. This is a tough one to wrap your head around because the status quo has entrenched this idea. You only have 24 hours in the day and that's all that you get. Well, that might be accurate, but what can we do with that 24 hours? We can shift our focus over to this side of the equation. And with this side of the equation, all of a sudden we can manipulate the units of time that we do have by increasing the distance that we can go by also using less and less speed. Okay, so we have to do both, and I think that you need to put 100% of your focus on the distance you can go, the production that you can have. You can increase, the further you can increase your production, the more time that you are going to have. But also you need to put focus on, or start practicing the skill of being right here, right now, and doing as much as you possibly can in this moment. Being everything, putting all your focus in on this one moment in time. Maybe you're learning from something in the past or you're planning for something in the future, but you're all here right now. That is what this is about. Okay? This is how you get it all in. This is how you get past that perfectionism shit. This is how you get so into this stuff that you are able to do it all. This is how at the end of the day you produced and you got done everything that you possibly could, and you can go to bed knowing that you did your absolute best to get it all done. But anyway, time equals distance divided by speed. Put your focus on going on production and on being present.